Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for Thursday, January 10th, 2019. Can you believe already the 10th? It's already half the month. Anyway, we're going to begin with the year 49 BC, when Julius Caesar crosses the Rubicon, signaling the start of the Civil War. 1429, the Order of the Golden Fleece is established in Austria-Hungary and Spain. 1475, Stephen III of Moldavia defeats the Ottoman Empire at the Battle of Vaslui. 1776, quote-unquote, Common Sense pamphlet by Thomas Paine, Thomas means twin, is published advocating the American independence. 1839, tea from India first arrives in the UK. 1946, UN General Assembly meets for the first time in London. Did you know suffragettes, the Silent Sentinels, first protest outside the White House in Washington, D.C., led by Alice Paul and the National Woman's Party? On January 10th in the year 1917, which is 11 or 1199, which all equals 11, of course, if you want to total it up. Famous birthdays: Ethan Allen, Frank James, Jesse's older brother, Paul Henreid, Rod Stewart. That was my friend Sabrina's favorite musician. My friend Sabrina that passed away last month. Rod Stewart was her favorite. And then after him was Keith Sweat. Oh, goodness. She was too much. George Foreman and Jared Kushner, who's Ivanka Trump's husband. Would you believe Edward W. Brooke, the Republican senator from Massachusetts, takes his seat as the first popularly elected African American to the U.S. Senate on January 10th in 1967. He was like one of these people that wouldn't, he was a Republican, but he would vote back in the days when people were actually fair and would vote based on integrity, not party. So he voted on both sides and said that he was there to represent the whole state of Massachusetts, not just the Republicans, which is how everyone is supposed to be. Democrats, Republicans, and independents alike. Supposed to serve everybody. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. Famous weddings: 1430, a 4-4. The Duke of Duke Philip the Good marries Isabella of Portugal. 1857, novelist Jules Verne, who wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. He was 28 when he wed Honorine de Vian Morel. 1870 or 88, Deputy Sheriff Wyatt Earp, 21, weds Urilla Sutherland in Lamar, Texas. Or Urilla. Urilla. It's like Ursula without the S. 1898, painter Henri Matisse, 28, weds Amélie Noëlle Pire. 1936, actor Burgess Meredith, 28, weds actress Margaret Perry, 22, master number 22. Famous divorces: 1810, French church annuls the marriage of Napoleon I and Empress Josephine. 1936, actress Mary Pickford, 44, marries actor Douglas Fairbanks, 52, after 15 years of marriage. 1967, Christopher Plummer, actor, 37, divorces columnist Patricia Lewis after nearly 5 years of marriage. And 1981, singer James Brown, 47, divorces Deirdre Jenkins after 10 years of marriage. Famous deaths: Carolus Linnaeus, Samuel Colt, Coco Chanel, Roy DeMeo, Spalding Gray, and David Bowie. His birthday was the day before. David Bowie, or David Robert Jones, was a singer and songwriter. I won't go into the whole thing about him, because I just talked about him the other day. He was a good person, or seemingly at least. He was born on January 8th in 1947 in London, England, United Kingdom, and was a dog on the Chinese zodiac and a Capricorn. January 8th was his birthday, and so 2 days later, January 10th, on the anniversary of his death. He died in 2016 at the age of 69 of cancer. He was, of course, Iman's husband. They didn't mention her in the piece that I read the other day. But he was married to the model Iman. Spalding Gray is an actor. He was American. He's known for the autobiographical monologues that he wrote and performed for the theater in the 1980s and the 1990s. He was born on June 5th in 1941 in Providence, Rhode Island, USA, and was a snake on the Chinese zodiac and a Gemini. He died on January 10th in 2004 at the age of 62 of a suicide. They didn't even put like the movies and stuff he was in. Yeah, monologues, but he was a regular actor too. I can't, think of any that I know him to name him by name, movies that he was in, but he's recognizable. If you want to look him up and look at a picture, you'd be like, oh, that guy. So it's kind of weird they didn't say anything about him. Anyway, Roy DeMeo was a gangster. He was American and a member of the Gambino crime family. He's infamous for heading the DeMeo crew, a gang suspected by the FBI of murdering as many as 100 people. He was born on September 7th in 1942 in Brooklyn, New York, USA, and was a horse on the Chinese zodiac and a Virgo. He died on January 10th in 1983. At the age of 40, he was murdered. Of course. Only two ways out of the mob usually. Jail or dead. Coco Chanel. Or Gabrielle Chanel was her real name, was a fashion designer. She was French, so I guess it was Gabrielle. She was born into poverty as Gabrielle Bonner, but she became one of France's leading courtiers and helped to change the way women dressed. She began her career as a milliner in 1909 and opened her first shop in 1910 in Paris, selling hats and sportswear. By 1919, look at those dates, 1909, which is 19, 1910, which is 11, and 1919, which is also 11, but has the 19s in it, is when she established a couture house at 31 Rue Cambon in France. She closed her business during World War II and was harshly criticized for having an affair with a Nazi. Ooh, ouch. Okay, well, that's not very cool. Anyway, she in 1944, she was charged with collaborating with a German spy, but escaped trial. Yeah, that's not very good, actually. After the war, she relaunched her couture house, competing with the likes of Christian Dior. Her innovations for women fashion included making sportswear acceptable, the famous Chanel suit, and the first modern perfume, Chanel No. 5. I'd like to hear the explanation for that, for her, parading around with a Nazi, because, I don't know, I have a feeling there is one. Because of the kind of person she was as it related to women. So I can't really see her having been for like the eradication of a people, of ideas, and of a people, of a whole people, no less, but even of ideas. She was very feminist. So something's not adding up here. In any case, she was also born on August 19th. In 1883, which is 11, at Saumur, Maine-et-Loire in France, and was a Leo. She died on January 10th in 1971 at the age of 87. The fact that she escaped also makes me, feel a certain way. It's kind of like my friend Joaquin, right? El Chapo. Known to be not a nice person. But something or someone is always helping him out of trouble. Why? You know what I mean? In any case, I digress. Moving on to Samuel Colt. He was an inventor and an industrialist. He founded Colt's patent firearms manufacturing company and created the mass production of the revolver, most notably the .45, a .45 caliber Peacemaker model. That's the name of it. He was born on July 19th, another 19, in 1814 in Hartford, Connecticut, USA, and was a cancer. He died on January 10th in 1862 at the age of only 47 of gout. And Carolus Linnaeus was a taxonomist, botanist, physician, and a zoologist. He was Swedish and the father of modern taxonomy. He defined the principles for grouping, ranking, and naming of organisms into genera and species, binomial nomenclature. He was born on May 23rd in 1707 in Rashult, Sweden, and was a Gemini. He died on January 10th in 1778 at the age of 70. That was it for the deaths. Going up to the birthdays, Jared Kushner is American. He's the son-in-law and advisor to Donald Trump. He's married to Ivanka Trump. And he resigned as CEO of Kushner Companies and as a publisher of The Observer when President Trump named him a senior White House advisor on January 9th in 2017. He was born on January 10th in 1981 in Livingston, New Jersey, USA, and is 37 years old, a monkey in the Chinese zodiac and a Capricorn. George Foreman was a boxing champ. This is George Foreman, the father. He also has like 10 sons named George Foreman. So yes, this is George Foreman Sr., although he doesn't have a senior behind his name. He was a surprise winner at the 1968 Olympic Games when he won the heavyweight title. After turning professional, he quickly fought his way through the ranks, winning the heavyweight title in 1973 against Joe Frazier. He successfully defended his title twice before losing it in a famous fight, the quote-unquote Rumble in the Jungle, to Muhammad Ali in Zaire in 1974. Foreman returned from retirement in 1987 after 10 years to defeat Michael Moorer for the IBF and WBA heavyweight titles. He retired for a second time in 1997. His career record was 76-5, 68 wins by knockout. Foreman was also well known for his endorsement of the Foreman Grill, which sold over 100 million units. He was born on January 10th in 1949 in Marshall, Texas, USA, and is 69 years old, a rat on the Chinese zodiac and a Capricorn. Rod Stewart is a singer. He's English. He's one of the best-selling music artists of all time, having sold over 100 million records worldwide. He's known for his distinctive, raspy singing voice. He was born on January 10th in 1945. So that's an 11/19 is his birthday. In London, England. He's 73 years old, a monkey on the Chinese zodiac and a Capricorn. Paul Henreid was both American and Austrian. He was an actor who starred in Night Train to Munich in 1940, Casablanca in 1942, Now Voyager in 1942, and The Spanish Main in 1945. He was born on January 10th, which is 11, in 1908, which is 99, in Trieste, Italy, and was a Capricorn. He died on March 29th in 1992 at the age of 84 of pneumonia. Frank James, full name was Alexander Franklin James, was an outlaw. He was American, once a Confederate soldier. He was the older brother of outlaw Jesse James and was part of the James Younger Gang. He was born on January 10th in 1843, or 88, so 11/88, in Clay County, Missouri, USA, and was a Capricorn. He died on February 18th, which is the last day of Aquarius, in 1915 at the age of 72. Pisces begins on the 19th. Ethan Allen was an American revolutionary and a war patriot. He was American. He was best known for being one of the founders of the U.S. state of Vermont, and for the capture of Fort Ticonderoga. Why can't I speak all of a sudden? Early in the American Revolutionary War. He was born on January 10th in 1738 in Litchfield, Connecticut, USA, and was a Capricorn. He died on February 12th in 1789 at the age of 51 of apoplectic fit. And he was the last. With the dice, we are starting with romantic dinner today. Also, spend money and forget it. I just got contacted by one of my subscribers, friends, viewers, supporters, you know, all the above. One of you guys, and just want to congratulate her on here. She always follows the readings. I don't want to say she had been following the reading. That's always. But they particularly apply to her career life the last couple of weeks of December. And she just got a new job yesterday. Yesterday. She had applied a long time ago. And apparently, I remember this actually. I didn't remember what period I had done it, but I remember one day saying like you might have applied before and you thought nothing was going to happen, and now it's popping back up. That happened to her, and they ended up like calling her back months later after somebody had been hired previously to say they were still wanting to hire her. They just needed permission to post, the job again, to hire a second person, and that came through yesterday. So congratulations to her, because all you guys are deserving. Somebody else had gotten some really good news the other day that I had meant to share. And I said, you certainly deserve it. Because, yeah, that's how I feel about, my viewers and stuff. A lot have been through plenty in their lives and are deserving for all this kind of good news. So I'm happy. Anyway, I'm going to stay in bed. Yes. I'm not going to them. That's what the dice said. Stay in bed. Yes. And 29. So spiritual partnership. Going to the cards. This is what reminded me of it actually, because she's a Sagittarius Capricorn, like a Cuspian. We're beginning with the Ace of Earth. So this is also new job, right? It's new job, it's money coming in, it's new relationship, it's maybe having a baby. All those things are possible with the Ace of Earth. The inflow of abundance, or a bundle. A promising business venture and important documents or contracts. Ooh, okay, wait a minute. Speaking of a Sagittarius Capricorn, also the Queen of Fire, who is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Oh, I remember what it was. Yvonne, who does my blogs on Girl Talk, she was gifted a car. And I had done a reading. I had said, God, what was it? Oh, it was the reading for last Friday. YouTube accidentally made it public and then took it off, it seems, because when I upload stuff from my phone directly for the dailies for you guys, it goes to unlisted so that only you can see it, and it goes to Patreon. But then I take the link and I send it to you directly because it doesn't publish the link. But somehow it did publish the link, although when I went to look at my YouTube, it said unlisted, but it published it somehow the other day on Friday because, other people were watching it, which I didn't mind. I mean, I guess I figured they were meant to, right? That's the way the spirit works. So anyway, Yvonne was one of the people that saw it. And in there, I was talking about possibly having to go to the DMV, and it's, you were going to finish up some business on that day. And, I said, you might, get a car or whatever, all that stuff. And she was like, oh my God, I just got gifted a car, for New Year's. Somebody gave me a car and I'm taking it tomorrow to be registered. So I am indeed going to the DMV. And I was like, if anybody's deserving, it is you, because she's a good person too. But, has been through her share like the rest of us. So I'm just happy to hear all these things. and that you're, when they're occurring, we're also having a further understanding of what exactly is happening because of the readings, right? That support our experiences, so we can kind of, know what to expect and how to respond and all that kind of stuff. Like when this sort of thing shows up, especially as it relates to how to respond. The Five of Air, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everybody's motives. So somebody could be mad, jealous about another person's abundance, perhaps. It could be somebody that you're telling about your abundance, your good fortune. And watch people's reactions. Like when you tell them good news. And because if they're not happy for you, they're probably not your friend. And I've been seeing frenemies and stuff for at least a month consistently. I mean, we've seen them many times since I've been doing these readings, but with some regularity lately for like the past month. Now opening to the Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous, news of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. So maybe they're a fire sign, this person that you possibly get into it with or that's not happy for you. Because the Queen of Fire was the other card that had popped up. I don't think I ever even talked about it. But the Queen of Fire is a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, maybe a Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And, she's somebody fiery, of course, and passionate, confident, but, sometimes she's a bitch. Especially, certain signs. I won't say which. It's not Sagittarius, though. The Page of Fire is a Sagittarius, or one of those other signs, Leo, Aries, maybe Scorpio, possibly a younger one. Or one likened to those traits or attributes. Or could be Jupiter swooping in to help us. Outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Opposite the Five of Air, watch your words. Like, think before speaking. Or you could tower. Otherwise, come to the King of Fire, who's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is a representation of the divine masculine in the tarot. The Queen's counterpart, and is also a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, or maybe a Scorpio. Actually, the sign I was talking about, to be honest, it was Leo. And I myself am a Leo rising, so I don't hate Leos or whatever, but we have to be honest. Sometimes, and every sign has a shadow side. So I want to be clear about that too. They're certainly not alone. But this trait is theirs. Sometimes Leos, or the negative thing about them, is the way that they somehow will make a way, if they can't find a way, to make everything about them, to turn a situation toward them and to detract from you. And so like where it comes to you having come into some sort of blessing, if they're not happy, they can be very envious people. They can be very envious people if something's not happening to them instead. So, watch out for this, friends with this sort of thing coming towards you. And being of the suit of air, I'd say it's likely a friend or associate or even a stranger if you do get into some kind of, conflict or whatever, argument, debate, as opposed to, the Five of Wands, which would be a close friend and or family member. And Mercury could be involved also. And Mercury currently located in Capricorn, and, Capricorns who also don't take any shit. And Mercury, which rules Geminis, who also don't take any shit. I mean, yeah, I just said I'm a Gemini with a Leo ascendant, it's like, man, she must be completely off her rocker, right? No, luckily, I'm pretty grounded, actually. That's why I can be honest about the traits and laugh about them. So anyway, opening to the Chariot, speaking of cars and the DMV and whatnot, and maybe victory over conflict. And this could just be walking away from it, right? Just not giving your energy to it is victory over a conflict. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer. This could also be overcoming some sort of issue going on with the car or DMV, you know, like maybe you had a ticket or something and you win, you know. An important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Or this could also be actually the occurrence of getting the ticket, getting pulled over or something, right? Here's you in your car and here's the conflict. So we want to be mindful of that too. Like watch your speed and stuff like that if you're driving. The Chariot is also can be about moving, movement, travel, visiting people, vacationing, all those things. You know what? On this note, I'll just go ahead and cut. And we're back to the Suit of Earth, the Page of Earth, who is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, it may be a new area of study. So like I was saying, you could be hearing about a past conflict involving your car, like a ticket or something that you won. That would be good news about the financial matter. Or some other news could be coming in. We started out with the Ace of Earth. So, you know, you could be learning that you got a job. You could be getting a call like my other viewer did. You know, hey, you got the job. Some other kind of good news. Hey, you got the credit, right? You got the loan. Or, you know, your W-2s could show up in the mail or something like that. Actually, we all could be getting news of maybe an improvement with what's going on with the U.S. government, because the president is also a Gemini and I think a Leo rising. We're not completely the same as far as our charts. As a matter of fact, I think he must have a bunch of Cancer in him too. He's probably a Cancer moon with all that whining and shit he's always doing. But I'm pretty sure that he's also a Gemini Leo. And so with that good news about financial matters, that just came to mind too. Especially since during the weekly, was it the weekly? No. The Capricorn new moon reading. If you look at the first spread that I did with the butterflies, one of the first cards was this card called Finances. And it was red, white, and blue. Like it was a butterfly and whatever the scenery was. I can't remember what the scenery was. But the card is red, white, and blue, basically. And I was talking to, actually it was Yvonne that I was talking to about how that might be connected to the government shutdown. And I think during the reading I had said like it might have something to do with like VA checks or disability. Like I was thinking of US stuff. So it could be something like that. And it could be getting better overall. We got the 6 of Air. 6 represents the month of June. That is the month in which the president was born, as well as the month in which I was born. So it could be coming through with that. We are both air signs. And he has a press conference tonight, if I remember correctly. I won't be watching, but he has one the night on which I'm doing this reading, which is the 8th. So maybe by the 10th, we'll be hearing good news. I don't know, but we'll see. Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. You may even be taking a trip. Right. He could release his hold on the government and maybe your money comes through. And so you're able to take a trip or something like that. You know what I mean? Or you're able to move house or whatever. Or you're able to just move forward with your life. Like you've been holding your breath because you don't know how you're going to make ends meet if the government is shut down. Like, you know what I'm saying? All right. Or maybe you get to visit somebody, or somebody gets to visit you now. It had been up in the air because of some sort of financial issue, maybe involving the government shutdown. You know, maybe they work for the government, or they are a veteran, or they are, you know, disabled in some way, on receive Social Security or food stamps, public assistance, whatever. Crowning the masculine. It's the Knight of Fire, who's passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. The Knight of Fire is also a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or possibly a Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. I say possibly a Scorpio because the Scorpio is ruled by Mars, the red planet. So it's all about fire, and of course, ruler of men, the masculine in general, despite whatever, you know, their sun sign or whatever it is. Yeah, Mars, which is currently in the other sign that it rules, Aries. So really aggressive right now, really passionate, really driven. Masculine is surrounded by the Ace of Water. Wow. Falling in love, or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. Remember I was talking about moving house. Oh, okay. I was trying to pick up the Six of Air. I picked up 2 by mistake, but it revealed the 10 of Earth upright as I was talking about moving house. This could totally be the purchase of a home, the sale of a home, or, you know, coming into some sort of lump sum of money, inheriting a home, inheriting some money, a bonus at work, promotion, new job, a very happy family life, financial security, and finding magic in the little things in life. Okay, the other card that was behind it was the Page of Water upside down. Why was I picking this up? Oh, because I was talking about moving house. Right. This is about moving or traveling or moving on, if it's figurative. Calmer, stiller waters. Peace. Masculine, subconscious. Major Arcana card, the Empress, all about abundance. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. He could be having a baby. Maybe that's what the rush is about, right? News of an exciting event that needs, a sudden event that needs immediate attention. Maybe his woman went into labor. That could be one thing. Or maybe all of a sudden the home becomes available. Or the person, you know, accepts your bid, whether you're the buyer or the seller, or some idea of yours is accepted, acknowledged, works, right? You're able to give birth to it, new business. Like I said, you got some credit coming in so that you can formulate an idea, make it actually come to life. All of these things are like a person. All these things are possible for the masculine. Also may have something to do with some sort of party of 3. Not necessarily a love triangle, but that's also a possibility. Could be getting back together with somebody. Could be starting a new romantic relationship. Ace of Water is often about reunions. Crowning the feminine. Oh, come on. Lord have mercy. The Five of Fire. Competing goals. Bothersome details. Conflict with others. So this is the envy that I was feeling and talking about. That may involve a Leo or other fire sign. Or close friends and or family if it's not your own, you know, inner conflict, if you are not conflicted. Can also, to the positive, not unlike the masculine's Knight of Fire, which it mirrors, be about some sort of action, right? Taking action. And like by any means necessary sort of thing. Could be cutthroat, you know, action. Surrounding the feminine. Oh boy, nah, it's fucked up energy. The Eight of Air. An illusion of being trapped. A lack of self-confidence and being afraid to take action. Well, this could be the action. This could be you afraid to take it. That's possible too. Yeah, the Eight of Air is about fear, lack of confidence, and, you know, feeling stuck even though you're not. Feminine subconscious. Life experience of the Tower. Oh, this just keeps getting worse. Major Arcana card, the Tower, can be about an actual structure or home or about a sudden energy, not unlike the masculine's Knight of Fire, which it mirrors, that comes in and sweeps you off your feet. In this case, it looks like maybe not in such a good way. It looks like you might be overwhelmed by energy that comes in. Crowning the feminine. Oh boy. The 9 of air. Expecting the worst. Self-fulfilling prophecies. Sleepless nights. This could be about potentially manifesting negativity in your life because your mind is so deep in negativity. Did I say? What did I say just now? So deep in negativity. Yeah, you could manifest it right into your life as something tangible, which is what you do not want to do. I promise you. At the root, the foundation, what got us here? Manifestation. Manifestation got us here. For the feminine, it means our minds are like in the shitter and we really need to pick them up. The magician represents the sign of Gemini and is about manifesting your desires. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them, and life is magical. It sits here next to the Empress, which also represents the sign of Gemini, as well as Libra and Taurus, and the planet Venus, which rules all three. And opposite or mirroring the Tower, yes, which represents the sign of Scorpio for me, similar to death. It's about everything getting knocked down and starting over. At the heart of the matter, the 4 of water, missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Well, it doesn't look like the masculine's missing an opportunity, so I guess I'll focus on us and take the next upright card and first clarify the 8 of air. That's the one I'm feeling drawn to first. And it is Major Arcana card Strength, which represents the sign of Leo. I can't make this up. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. You've got to face this Leo or this situation that you're in. Now, one of the ways that you can face it is by saying, I'm not going to give it any energy, you know, consciously. But you can't back away like in fear. Here's your courage. Like put your big girl panties on and face it one way or another. Make a conscious choice about it. The Tower. The Lovers. Some sort of decision you have to make, possibly. It's a heart versus head, maybe because it involves a close friend or family member. So you're not sure which way to go on it. You know, like, I don't want to let go of a family member. I don't want to fight a family member or a close friend. But, you know, this bitch try to play me. Like, it could be that. And you might have to, you know, do what you got to do. Aside from that, you may be a Gemini. This person may be a fire sign, or just a person that's bringing you drama. Just bringing you drama, and you don't have time for it. Luckily, the Tower is in this placement here. So it's not like something like something tangible that you're necessarily dealing with. It can just be like on your mind, like, oh boy, like everything's just toppling down. This is a huge mess. You know, this is just, y'all are just messy. Like whatever this situation or person is, they are messy. Other than that, the Lovers represents, again, the sign of Gemini and can be about actual love coming in and knocking you down. But again, this is in this placement of the conscious, your mind. This could be just be fear, which would also be represented by this 8 of air, again, which sits immediately above it. And the 5 of fire, Hermit. So you're going to have to go within to decide what to do about this person, this event. If it's, you know, some sort of negative challenge coming at you, or if if it's something that you should be taking some sort of action about, you're still going to have to decide that. The Hermit represents the sign of Virgo. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. You may come into some sort of enlightenment about somebody or something too that makes you be like, damn. And maybe that's why you got to cut off a close friend and a family member. You know, you just discover that they maybe are kind of foul. I'll take one more for that. 3 of fire. See, it's just continuing. This some sort of party of 3 that's not cool. Or, to the positive, abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So in that case, you'd have to let go of your fear and take action and pursue making long-term plans. And the Nine of Air, since that's for both, which is just about worry or fear again. Maybe for the masculine, staying up at night because he's got something exciting going on in his life that he can't sleep. It can be that too. But the Nine of Air, it just continues. You got the 3, the 5, the 7 now. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Here goes the decision right here. Right? I said you got to make a decision. Could be a life-changing decision. Because once you cut off your BFF or, you know, your baby daddy or your baby mama or whatever, there might not be any coming back. Once you stop speaking to your sister, your brother, there might not be any coming back. I told you my own mother and sister didn't speak for like 10 years. Because people are you know, stubborn too. And they are 2 water signs, a Pisces and a Scorpio. So that was like, it was just dead, you know. It was just dead. But that kind of situation could be going on right now. I'll go ahead and look at the 4 of water too, and then we'll stop with the clarifications. The dreamer. We have an opportunity to start a new path, you know, and that starting a new path could be, again, starting out without a friend, without a family member in your life. Or it could be starting out taking action in an area of your life where you've been guided to take action, but you had previously been afraid to. And for the masculine, it could be a new relationship or renewed relationship or some other kind of opportunity, a job. It can be a new baby, whether it's a human baby to which you give, you know, you give birth or your woman gives birth, or it can be a new baby as an idea that you are bringing to life with the dreamer or the fool. Major Arcana card 0. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams. That leads to unexpected opportunities. But yeah, if you just sit around and don't take the action and don't address it or whatever, then you could miss it. And things are just, you know, life continues to move, whether we do or not. So that would be, in that case, whatever it is. Further advice to the masculine. The King of Fire. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. Well, this is the masculine's actual energy, right? This is the King of Fire, again, representative of the planet Mars or the divine masculine, the tarot. This is his role. So he's in his full energy. He's completely empowered on this day. And the feminine. All is well that ends well. It is Major Arcana card number 19, the Sun. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. The Sun represents the sign of Sagittarius in this tarot, and Earth's star, the Sun, rules the sign of Leo. The Lovers and the Tower can also have something to do with like that thin line between pain and pleasure, or love and hate. Yes, the thin line between love and hate, whether it relates to a romantic relationship or, again, this connection to a close friend and or family member. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the daily reading. I'll be back for Friday through the weekend. Namaste.